Mga kababayan, Duterte supporter sa Netherland. Ipinagtanggol si Pangulong Duterte sa isang international media po. At Ibang Lahi, ipinagtanggol din po si Pangulong Duterte. Panoorin na po natin ang buong video. At huwag pong kalimutan mag-subscribe at i-like at mag-share tong video na to mga kababayan.
Of Duterte from Belgium and Holland. Duterte will arrive in Den Haag around noon. Today around noon. Let's all go to Den Haag. Let's all go to Den Haag now. Let's go.
What is it for?
We're Dutch media. Wondering why are you here today?
So basically, we organized this because we wanted to show support to our former president, in full conformity, to show love for him, and not to demonstrate actually against for what's happening, because the legal aspect of this is going to be taken care of the lawyers of the former president.
Why do you support Duterte?
Why not?
Because he killed tens of thousands of people.
And your basis is?
His own government claims, like his own government acknowledged that they executed many people.
Are you sure? Because the last time I checked, it was only 7,000.
Actually, 17 months into office, the government stated that they killed over 20,000 people.
They allegedly killed 20,000.
That's what they said themselves?
No, it was from actually a government entity. And,
so that's he was in government.
No,
and
not
government
sorry,
entity claimed-
sorry, not government entity, but a media entity. It's called Rappler.
No, it was the public office.
It was Rappler. I'm very sure about that. Yeah, I'm very sure because the government's record shows that it's only 7,000 across three years of his.
Okay, so your counterclaim is that it's not that bad because it was only 7,000.
Yeah, you can show. You need to check the facts. The facts.
The office of the president stated themselves that in the first 17 months, more than 20,000 people were killed.
From which media outlet was that?
That the government communicated that themselves.
Which government?
I just told you.
No, which government? There's a sector. Is it the Department of Justice? Is it the police records? Is it the data?
It's the office of the president.
No, that's not true. I'm sorry, but I beg to disagree. The facts are not correct.
But Duterte himself stated he wanted to slaughter 3 million drug users.
Wait. You're too close. Yeah, sorry. Okay, you said that he wanted to slaughter. I'm sorry.
Duterte himself stated he wanted to slaughter 3 million drug users.
He's against the drug problem mainly because it destroys society, the very basic unit of our communities, and he has seen that, he has done that in the city of Davao. But the killing is actually an allegation.
But he openly, in front of the camera, said, I want to kill 3 million drug users.
So if I say that I want to kill 500...
if you're a president and many killings are taking place, yeah, that's a bad thing.
You can put it into that context, but I don't think that it is what's the reality. Because we need to base it on facts. The facts are 7,000 killings were actually recorded in the span of 3 years within his presidency. And that's a fact.
According to what source?
That's the fact. It's the police.
According to
it's
what
the
source?
police records. Actually.
So the police records?
Yes, it's the police record itself. It's there.
Where did you find that?
In the Philippines, you can access it in the police records.
Yeah, but can you show us then? Because
No, not
we
now
like
because not now because I am live at the moment. But I can show you later.
Okay.
But I'm very sure that the 20,000 count is actually from media entity, and that's a fact in the Philippines.
And what about his claims about, for example, shooting female rebels in the vagina?
Perhaps that's an hyperbole.
I mean, but activists are getting raped, are getting shot in the Philippines.
Some people, perhaps we people have different communication styles in the same way that perhaps you communicate differently than I do. Does that mean that you're a
But there
bad
are
person?
also actions, like people are also actually getting shot and actually getting raped.
And if I say that if I actually killed a dog, that does that mean that I killed a dog?
I mean, but
Without proof, that really...
Duterte's government actually killed people, so it's not just empty words.
No, that's not true. That is really not true.
So your defense is it was only genocidal language?
No, not genocidal language.
I mean, slaughtering
I
3 million drug users is genocidal language.
No, I mean killing in itself is really bad. But to actually put the context of perhaps a language used to, I don't know, conform a narrative is different. That's what I'm thinking. You cannot just assume that a statement is real without real facts.
So actually Duterte was just lying to his voter base all the time.
If you characterize it as lying, then perhaps to suit your narrative, then it's lying.
So how would you characterize it then?
It's perhaps his language is different. You need to understand that we have different language or communication styles. It's actually a cultural thing, to be honest. But you cannot enforce on me that the killings were 20,000 when in fact it was a number that was probably, I don't know, born out of whatnot. I don't know. Because that's not true. You cannot impose on me that the killings were real when in fact it was merely allegations.
Well, I think there are credible sources that.
So are you saying as well that the arrest for him is valid?
I mean, I think you can dispute it on like maybe legal claims,
Exactly.
something like paperwork.
That's true.
But I don't think
That's
any
my point.
sensible person would deny that extrajudicial killings took place under Duterte.
Well, under the terminology definition, extrajudicial killing is that when the state really said, okay, kill people, then it's categorized as extrajudicial killing, but I don't think so.
Oh, Democrats. The Philippines. I just saw Duterte has been arrested by ICC for crimes against humanity. He did not exactly commit crimes against humanity. What they're claiming is he committed crimes against criminals. Duterte reduced the crime rate in the Philippines by 80%. He almost eliminated crime in the Philippines. And the crime was so bad, crime and corruption was so bad, they couldn't get foreign investors in there. Everybody was on the take. I think that's going to backfire bad, and it's going to hurt. A lot of people are going to get hurt. I could see the Filipinos rioting over this because they loved that man. He reduced crime by 80% in that country. It wasn't crimes against humanity. It was he destroyed the criminals and corruption in the Philippines. So if he committed crimes, it was against criminals. So to arrest a man who reduces crime in his country by 80% and corruption, it's going to cause problems. Those elite in the Philippines that went along with this, I got a feeling the Filipino people are not going to be happy with this. There was way too many people loved what Duterte did. So, you're going to arrest a man for reducing crime in his country by 80%. It's not going to work out good for the Philippines. I don't think so. It's going to crime's just going to explode in that country again. So it's a shame. And that's all from Obama and Hillary's time and slandering Duterte. Yeah, we didn't like the U.S. President and Secretary of State did not like Duterte because he didn't want to deal with the USA. He was dealing with his own country. So it's not going to be good. It is not going to be good for the Filipinos. No. I don't understand it at all. It was not crimes against humanity. It was maybe there might have been some crimes committed against criminals, a whole lot of criminals, because the Philippines was infested with crime. So they're making a mistake arresting him. And if they hang him, Philippines will blow up. They'll probably have a civil war, in my opinion. But they love that guy. So it's not going to work out well for the Filipino elites. I guarantee it. Oh, anyways, Democrats do better.
You know, I have to tell you, after seeing the comments of what's going on that I absolutely was compelled that I had to do a part 2 on the ex-president over in the Philippines that we said got arrested, but now it almost looks like a kidnapping. And I'm going to tell you right now to my friends out in the Philippines, I will take responsibility for my own shit of the first post that I put out, because the only rhetoric that we hear in our newspapers and our news channels and that this guy was a monster and he unalived and took the lives of so many people and everybody over there hated him. But by the comments that are flowing in, it looks like this guy was a hero. It looks like this guy, I think his name is Duarte, excuse me if I'm botching up his name, but President Duarte looked like that he was a local hero, that the people that in the Philippines were praising him as, oh my God, thank you so much for saving my family, my children from all these drug dealers and these drug addicts that were compromising women and children, all through the days and all through the nights to do anything for drugs. And when he was president, no drugs were anywhere. And when he was president, none of this was happening, and it was safe around the Philippines. But now that he's been gone, I'm reading the comments saying that drugs are everywhere, children are getting taken, women are being compromised. Praise Duarte, praise the president. He is a hero here, and we've got to do everything we can to bring him back. And I'm going to tell you right now that if he was truly arrested for crimes against humanity, then he will have to see his day in court. But if the rhetoric and the bullshit is coming out and the lies, and he really wasn't arrested and that he was kidnapped, then Mr. President, Donald Trump, I'm asking you to get involved and find out where the ex-president of the Philippines has been taken to.